Movie Town presenting D. Ground Joint at the beginning of the story, we are shown a very big giant on the seashore, who is exactly like humans, and there is only one difference in him, and that is the size. In fact, the night before, he was very big. There was a storm, and in this storm it came here in memory, whether it came from the sea or fell from the sky. No one knows anything about this big one, and now these two who are the doctors of fishermen. Everyone is in this joint on the seashore. They go to see ya, and no one has the courage to go near the ascent, although there is no movement in its body. The local police is informed here, but they think that it is just a prank. It's a joke. That's why the police administration doesn't believe anyone's words. But things fail so quickly that one becomes convinced that there is a joint on the seashore whose body has no movement. That's why the government has appointed a scientist named Stephen here. Stephen sends her along with his two friends. Stephen has heard about such a big Jane's body only in witch stories. He is surprised to see Jane's body. He goes with his two friends to Jane's body. He sees that it is exactly the same person. It's just that its size is very big. His hand is so big that his biceps are tense in his hand. And now Stephen is simultaneously climbing on top of him, and from a distance the crowd is watching the joint with many people pointing towards him. This makes everyone understand that joint is dead. He is not a threat to anyone. That is why everyone goes to joint, climbs on him, and starts playing on him. It doesn't matter who it is, where it came from. Is it right or wrong to behave like this against an immortal human being? Everyone is using the joint in their own way and is fanning him. Stephen is doing everything from a distance. He is watching very carefully. Next day, both of them and Stephen are making notes on the joint. But even now in this life, he is watching this joint carefully. He does not understand anything about the behavior of humans towards them. Why is he like this? As the day passes, people reduce their approach to his body. Now their interest has completely gone away from the joint. Children are tall and are playing on top of the joint. At the same time, the government is also here. There is also a team which is planning how to cut Jane's body and throw it in the sea. The next day, Stephen comes alone to the joint. He sees that now his body has started rotting. He goes to the joint without any hesitation. He climbs on top of Jane and has seen that today what was of Jane towards the sea has now turned into that of a bird, and also Jane's entire body, which was shiny earlier, has now turned completely yellow in Jane's eyes. Stephen has seen that the post has become completely white. Stephen goes to his home sad. Next morning, he comes here once again and has seen that people have written many things on the body of the joint along with the government's name on it. There is also a crane. The body parts of the joint are there. Now its body has become very heavy. This life goes away from here, and after a few weeks, it is seen that where many of its body parts are no longer there, it is also no longer interested. Gradually, it starts decreasing. The way it used to be with people earlier. Earlier, people used to gather here in large numbers, but now no one even comes here in this life. Now, after a long time, both of them once again come to the shore of the sea and see. Only a few bones of joint have been born there. His entire body has been destroyed. Now in this life, he does not come to the seashore for a few minutes, and one day when he was going to the store by car, he saw a butcher. Razel has kept this joint bone as a showpiece above his shop, not a hobby. Now all the parts that were there are being used by people for their own benefit and for their own greed. One day, Stephen goes to the countryside, and he has seen that a farmer has kept it near his house, seeing which he realizes that no matter how big or powerful a person is, one day everything comes to an end, all the strength is lost in the dust, and this is the way people forget the joint in Chandy Mina. In this way, every human being is forgotten in life. I have also seen a circus where the circus owner kept the private part of the joint in her circus and told lies to everyone. It turns out that Vale has private parts, and he is making a lot of money by lying. Stephen wonders what it would be like if Joint himself came and picked up all the remains of her remains lying in the streets of this Dyar and took them with him. Actually, the whole story of humans sorta reflects their nature. In the same way, When people first saw it on the seashore, they were afraid of it because everyone knew that it was very big in size and very powerful, and when humans knew about it, it became known that he was dead, so everyone made him their playground. Everyone used him for their entertainment, and as his body started rotting, people stopped going to him. In fact, they used him for their entertainment to pass their time. After the body decomposed, the animals started eating it. In the same way, the humans also cut the body into pieces, and in the same way, the animals used the pieces of the body to fill their stomachs. They also used their body to earn money for their own benefit. The chaff here also said that here there is no difference between humans and animals, because in the same way the birds and the animals started filling their stomachs after that, humans also, after doing the same thing, earning money from its body parts. It is also possible that no one had ever gone to the seashore. It was a giant fish. It was shown to us like a metaphor. That is, instead of the fish we used to have, there was a giant there. There are many meanings of this story which everyone can pack in their own way. That is, they can understand it. Like this story can also be understood in such a way that no matter how powerful a person is, every one man has to end one day. That's why no one should ever be proud of anything. Humans should always remain humble. This story also indicates how humans torture animals and birds living in nature. They are using them for their own benefit, whereas humans should not do this because G-Power has created humans. This power has created everyone. That was the whole story, and we hope that you liked this story.